You know, oh, hey guys, it's Squall, and this is part 30 of Everlasting Summer. It's because I began recording like way before you guys see the intro, if that makes sense. So I thought I was in a normal conversation. Never mind. What I was saying is that I don't think I've ever given Xenia the time of day. I always skip this part. Well, not skip it, but I always go with Lena, even if Lena isn't the girl or the route that I'm seeking. But I think we can go ahead and talk to her. Let's see what she has to say finally. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Xenia, with the tray and the simple meal on it. Porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, a sausage, and a glass of compote? Bon appetit. Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could, and also eat more neatly, without chomping and spilling crumbs of food or drops of compote. We wouldn't want to spill the compote now, would we? So, what do you want to talk about? Today at the library. I wasn't listening from this point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga Dmitrievna's words about the scheduled events for today. Oh, but I wanted to Don't forget. Oh, don't worry, you don't have to worry about him forgetting, cause he wasn't paying attention at all. Oh, what? I said, don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Are you even listening? Nope, I admitted honestly. Xenia's face turned red, then appeared green, then took on a soft purple color. She might want to see a doctor about that. Today, after lunch, you, in the library. Got it, Dunes? Dunes? What kind of curse is that? Am I pronouncing it right? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word, how could I forget this rule? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize. Of course. I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexedly and answered, Have you gone completely bananas? Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Xenia didn't reply. So what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Will they tell me what year it is there? Oh, certainly, and even more. Xenia stood up and headed to the exit. Wait, you didn't finish your meal. But it looks like she won't turn back. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. Wonder if they have internet access here. Guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he for some reason left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Yeah, I remember that. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. You know, I always ignore this part too. Let's go take a look. Oh. What? Oh! Coming to the stage area, I caught sight of Alisa on the stage. I thought for sure it was gonna be Miku. Okay. That's a brilliant shot of her, but whatever. The girl was giving it all. With her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs upon the speaker and was swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I'd heard it before. Yeah, it does sound familiar. Probably something from Soviet rock. That's a rather specific genre. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it given some time to practice. I wonder where Alisa got her playing skills. In the USSR, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to my mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in similar way. If she got dressed in something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out the last couple of chords, Alisa finally noticed me. Senpai noticed me? Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, she's not a shy girl. Yeah, well, that was cool. As if you could do any better, smiled Alisa slyly. I'm not saying that I can do it better. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt? Yep. I didn't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way. Wait a minute. What? Heard about the evening dance party? I thought it was a ball. Ball, dance party, what's the difference? She frowned. Well, yes, I did. So what? You going to go? After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure. And you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth in Alisa's words, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why? What do you mean by why? Well, why don't you want to come? Dance parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know. But I thought that you would... Never liked them. She interrupted me. There's absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So, what's your plan then? I asked just to keep the conversation going. I'll just carry on practicing. What are you practicing? The song, dumbass! You even heard it! Alisa had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions and I will have to run for my life. Okay, you know what? I can't be totally annoyed with her, because that's how I can be at times. Like, some people will ask me obvious questions that I really feel they should automatically know the answer to, and I get so mad and frustrated. And it's a character flaw, because I feel bad. I shouldn't be getting mad at them. But yeah, something I'm gonna have to work on. You and me both, Alisa. Who wrote that song? I did. So, you wrote it by yourself? By myself. Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Okay then. Don't you want to listen? Didn't I just hear it? It's not what I meant. She pouted. The whole song is just a jam for now. Come on, do it then. Not right now. Whoa, don't do it then. I felt uncertain about what she wanted from me. Yeah, I'm getting Lena flashbacks. The quick mood changes. You mean you don't want me to play? Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for her to smash the guitar on my forehead or something even worse. But there was only an upset expression on Alisa's face. I want to. I told you. Come here tonight then. I'll play it for you. For me? How cute. Tonight is the dance party. You said that you wouldn't go. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing around with Vache? Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time since I played the intro. Vache? Vache was no good either. Okay, for now, I'm gonna call her Vache. Then once this is done, I'll look up the proper pronunciation. Olga Dmitrievna wouldn't like it. Screw her, said Alisa, getting steamed up. Yeah, I probably have to go. Between shame at the dance party and Vachevskaya's mad guitar skills, I'd rather pick the latter. Good boy. She smiled strangely. That blasted bell. 30 episodes in, and that blasted bell is still making me lose my hearing. I was just wondering if the decision I made was the right one when suddenly I was interrupted by a ringing, calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Alisa to come along. But she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave. I grumbled under my breath. Maybe that's not why she felt down. Who is marching forward in a row? It is our... Oh, okay, this is, yeah, we know this. Going to see Alisa instead of the dance. So it's time then. A few minutes later, I approached the stage. Maybe it was a bad idea accepting her offer. Just talking to her means danger. On the other hand, I wasn't eager to go to the dance. What can I do here? I'd only disgrace myself. No, I'm better off listening to Alisa play the guitar. Coming closer, I saw a person sitting on the edge of the stage with her legs dangling. So you came after all. Alisa put the guitar aside and jumped on the ground. To the ground. There was even a trace of joy on her face for a moment. Playing for someone is surely more interesting than being alone. As you can see, what are we going to do? What do you mean what? I'm asking you. Well, you wanted... I got a sudden idea that this situation is one of her unusual pranks, and I should have never expected to hear any guitar songs. I'm going to bed. Bye. I turned around and waved a hand intentionally, slowly. Hey! Alisa grabbed my sleeve. What? Don't you want to listen? Listen to what? You yourself don't know what you're going to do. Of course I know. She took the guitar and hit the strings with a plectrum a couple of times. Sit next to me. Let's check this out. Oh, but this isn't electric, this is acoustic, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the way her face is drawn. If there's an art book of this game, I'm so gonna buy it. Something like that, at least. I didn't object, and in a moment I was sitting beside her. It's better this way. Miss the dance, leave now. Then what would I do? The role of a stranger was more suitable for a passive observer and not for the eager seeker of answers who I wanted to be so badly. So, I'll show you how to play this song now. Just like that, right away? What do you mean, right away? I haven't held a guitar for a long time. She could probably guess how long it had been since I had held one. My skills were enough to make a cat laugh. It's not difficult. I threw an intense look at Alisa. It distinctly seems to me now that she just can't express her feelings. She could lose her strange self-control for a moment and I'd get to see a casual and even funny and friendly girl. And then when her self-confidence and impudence turned back on, impudence, because what I said is a completely different thing, turned back on, it was witchiness as usual. And which is the real one? Hey, what? Stop daydreaming. Oh, yeah, sorry. So, are you watching? I am. What song is this? The one I played this morning, of course. Oh, okay, I'm listening. Alisa made up her mind and started to play. That's it? Did you get everything? I may have understood it, but I probably won't be able to replicate it. How shall I put it? It's okay. Practice makes perfect. She is undoubtedly right on this point, but I've had problems with practice all my life. Well, I took the guitar from Alisa and tried to play the first chord. It was hard, as if my fingers were tied in a knot and didn't want to be in the right place. I used to be better before, but now I wouldn't even be able to play It's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Well, wait a moment. Looks like he won't be a rock hero. She laughed kindly. It may be better this way, I hissed, vainly trying to remember the order of strings to press. Well, the guitar started to make devilish sounds resembling the groans of a wounded dinosaur. My left hand fingers constantly missed the right frets and my right hand didn't strike in rhythm. Let's call that progressive rock. Homeboy, do not insult progressive rock like that. Progressive? Well, give it back. She took the guitar away and it sounded completely different in her hands. I felt embarrassed by my clumsiness for a moment. Alisa's skill may not be on the level of a professional guitarist, but nevertheless she played simple things like this with confidence. She must have had a lot of practice. Did you get it this time? She finished and offered the guitar to me. Well, I did better the second time, but it was still a long way from Alisa's level. Or from any decently adequate level. I was aware of how totally worthless I was compared to her. It seemed so simple, just play a song with 3 chords. The tune is too simple though. I put the guitar aside. Alisa was lost in thought for a moment. Even a preschool... I totally messed that up. Even a preschool kid could play it better. Thanks. I tried. So I noticed. She might be trying to demonstrate her evident superiority at playing the guitar. It's not like everyone can be a musician. Not really. Alisa looked up at the sky. Though you can't be one, that's for sure. Why is that? You should have heard yourself. I started to regret coming here. Well, don't mind me. Why does Alisa need to do this? Honestly, I think this is her way of flirting with you. It's obvious that I'm a horrible guitarist. Obviously. But if I had some practice... So, will you practice? I don't know. Maybe I will. The guitar was the least of my problems, though. I'm stuck in a strange world I can't escape from. That's more important than a stupid argument with Alisa. Oh yeah. I suddenly felt an annoying self-pity, apathy, and an urge to leave this place to forget this evening. Those feelings left a nasty impression and a burning desire to do or say something stupid. As if it would change anything. What? Me learning to play the guitar. You surely couldn't. You'd strum the guitar for a couple of days and give it up. Alisa's words pierced my heart. You know what? Oh well. Should she know? Is it any concern of hers? Am I reacting this way just because it's true? And that it's Alisa who spoke that truth? I think she's just messing with you, and not in her usual mean way. A nice way. You can't know how to do everything. Probably not. But you should be able to at least do something. So, are you saying that I can't do anything? How should I know? You know, I what? Should I tell her about my computer skills? Or about the books I've read and the movies I've watched? Oh well. This is a pointless conversation. That goes without saying. You're only concerned with having fun. And you do nothing but whine. Forget it! I jumped down from the stage and walked away from a concert area. Go then, I heard Alisa yelling to me. I'm already going, I hissed. The path led me back to the square. There was Slavia in the center of it, sweeping the area. Oh, what was what was Slavia's voice? Oh, Semyon, hi. I thought everyone was already asleep. No, what are you doing? Cleaning up after the ball. Why didn't you come? Where have you been? I hadn't the slightest intention of telling Slavia how I embarrassed myself on stage with the guitar in front of Alisa while the whole camp was having fun at the square. I took a walk. Okay, but you should have come. It was fun. Glad you enjoyed yourself. I've been sweating like a pig today because of worries or just a hot night. Hey, do you know where I can have a bath? Certainly. Go straight, then a bit to the left by the path, then to the right, and there will be a bathhouse. Should I accompany you? No need. I'll find it myself. I totally didn't want to burden her more. I walked along the forest path in the direction Slavia showed. My whole body was itching. How didn't I notice it before? And more importantly, what else hadn't I noticed? If things kept going like this, then I'll have to stay in this world forever. I shivered at the thought. Probably at the idea that I didn't feel any terror or even just fear. Just like it's all the natural flow of things. I could see a bathhouse behind the trees. And why do the pioneers have baths here? Olga Dimitrievna had said something about repairs to the showers, though. No reason to worry about it now. You sure? There was soap and clean towels, so I quickly washed myself, went outside and breathed in a chest full of fresh night air. It is so wonderful that physical cleanness brings spiritual cleanness. Yeah, maybe. All of my problems, if not went away, then at least became less important. It's like the water washed away not only dirt from my body, but also the anxiety from my mind. I suddenly started yawning, so I headed to the leader's cabin, rubbing my eyes. I didn't even take a few steps before Alisa jumped out from the bushes. What are you doing here? I was just washing myself. She came to her senses and spoke again. And? And what? How should I know? Then why do you speak if you don't know? All of my peace of mind vanished in a moment, only the irritation and the weariness remained. Okay, well, if you don't mind. Wait. Now what? If back there on stage you thought that, well, I didn't want to offend you or anything. Aww. You actually apologizing there, Vache? It's okay, I'm not offended. I just can't play the guitar. Nothing special. A lot of people can't. I felt that there were obvious signs of irritation in my voice, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wanted to say everything to her face right here, right now. Exactly. You can't. Alisa obviously restrained herself from laughing. Well, I've already had enough of you. She totally drove me out of my wits at that moment. In another second I would have started to yell at her. Or worse. Wait. Would you just leave me alone? Alisa followed me but didn't try to stop me. Really didn't want to offend. Some invisible power made me turn around. Okay, can I go now? Yes, of course. In the moonlight, Alisa looked very beautiful with a brief guilty expression on her face. If she could only keep her mouth shut. What are you smirking at? Though, nothing. I just thought that if only you were a little bit more polite. Then what? I shouldn't say such things. People could get ideas depending on their intellectual abilities. Then nothing. You should finish what you started. There's nothing to finish. I'm very tired and I'm going to sleep. Stop right there. Don't make me run away from you. As if you could. She may be right. I'm already exhausted from this day and naturally I had no intention of running after a bath. So what? What? If only I would be more polite, then what? Try it and you will see. Why should I do anything for a fool like you? Then don't try. What does it have to do with me? My goodness, I can see why Alisa and Lena got along so well. I sighed and dragged myself to the square. And what about you then? What? I replied without turning to her. Well, if I would, then you? I don't know what you're talking about, but let's think that I would if it is easier for you. Moron. Alisa yelled at me and headed to the bathhouse. The square shined with the cleanness of a German road, which were washed with shampoo, or so people said. Well, that's Slavia for you. And I just argued with Alisa and nothing else. What for? As if it was really necessary. And her behavior. In any other situation, I would have surely said that Alisa likes me and just hides it behind her rudeness. Yeah, that's basically it. That's not important right now, though. Relationships, love, anything. Maybe she isn't even a human. And what if she was a human and all this was happening in the real world? I drove those thoughts away and headed to the leader's cabin. Tiredness had overwhelmed me. It was like an invisible obstacle stopped me in front of the door. Olga Dmitrievna would certainly would like to know where I was and why I missed the dance. I'll get a full interrogation for sure. Counting the absence of Alisa at the dance too, it wouldn't be too hard to guess that we had skipped it together. On the other hand, should I even tell her that instead of going to the dance, Alisa practiced playing the guitar and I just went along with the flow? Nothing special actually. Doesn't really matter why I left. So, at the same time I thought it could be better to keep silent. Well, I'll decide on the spot. I sighed and pulled the door handle. Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me wearing a dress. So, Semyon, where have you been? I think this would get Alisa in trouble, so we should probably make up another excuse. This choice is a little obvious. There are hard choices in this game, but this one is obvious. I was just walking around. Alone? Yes. Okay, that's not important. Why didn't you come to the ball? Well, frankly speaking, I don't like dancing. So what? That was a camp public event, which means every pioneer had to attend. She looked at me intently. You could just sit somewhere quietly. I'm sorry. I sighed. Okay. The leader softened. You know, you're real cute when you're nice. Most of the time, however, yeah. Go to bed quickly. The storm had passed. I tossed and turned but couldn't sleep. My head was full of thoughts about music, guitars, and Alisa. I wonder, could I become a professional musician? And do I even want to be one? Why should I want to? It certainly would be pretty fun, but nothing else. Or is Alisa the reason? She really is like an energy vampire sucking all your juices. My eyes started to close and I fell asleep a moment after. We are at 36 minutes. 37 now. Should I record some more or leave it here? Oh gosh, not this again. Okay, so I didn't read it because it's something that I've already done in a previous read-through. But this is just after the part where what's-her-face, Alisa, traps Semyon in her cabin and she was gonna go run off and tell Olga Dmitrievna that he tried to seduce her or something like that. Semyon, clever for once, jumped out of a window and now we're here and I believe the dialogue's changed because it paused. I wanted to take revenge. For what? Really, what did I do to this girl to warrant revenge? You beat me in cards. What a fantastic reason. No doubt. I see. Maybe I should apologize to you? I asked sarcastically. Screw you. She went into the house slamming the door. I wasn't angry at Alisa. In the end, I'd expected her to do something like this. Anyway, I got through it without consequences. I was very lucky. Her confusion and embarrassment just made my day. Chuckling, I left Alisa's cabin, which was about to become my death trap. Go with Alisa, go with Slavia, Ulyana, Lena, go alone. Well, obviously, I go with Alisa. And Vacheskava Baba. And Alisa goes with you. It was as if Olga Dmitrievna had read my mind. Why is that? Well, who tried to blow up the monument? And as if that wasn't enough, who also tried to slander Semyon? She said it in such a voice that Alisa did not dare to argue. Happy now? She blurted once we were left alone. What what do I have to do with this? Was it me who tried to blow up the monument? Alisa grunted and turned away. I'm not going anywhere with you. Oh, please don't. Great then. Excellent. We stood silently for a while, not looking at each other. You know what, I must say, Alisa's route, it is brilliantly written. I really like this back and forth. I dared break the silence first. Is that all? All what? All that you wanted to tell me? Yes, that's all. Do you mind then if I inquire why you tried to blow up the monument? I was bored. Alright, blowing it up would have definitely cheered you up. Alisa seemed really reluctant to go with me. As for me, however, I decided to find Shirk, after all. It wasn't him who interested me the most, but the abandoned camp. For some reason, I had a feeling that I might find out something there. And I really did not like the idea of going alone at night. So, you scared then? Are you daring me? She gave me a sarcastic smile. Oh no, I'd never. Good luck if you're staying then. I turned around and started walking in the direction where the old camp should have been. Alisa caught up with me at the forest edge. Wait up. I'm going with you. Why did you... What does that word say? It's spelled D-E-I-G-N. Now granted, it is 5:19 in the morning and I am pretty sleepy. But I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say change? Why did you change? What? There's a 2 there. Why did you change your mind, Alisa? I asked ironically. You don't need to know. She snarled and handed me a flashlight. I was quite wise. I don't know what I would have done with there alone in the dark if it wasn't for Alisa. Electronic had told us the old building was built right after the war. It looked like a kindergarten and definitely could hold fewer pioneers than today's camp. It had been abandoned for about 20 years. The night forest was completely unlike during the day. Just a couple of hours ago it seemed like just a small grove where even a blind man wouldn't get lost. However, as the darkness fell, the trees seemed to grow up. The bushes suddenly took up all the free space and the path so wide in daylight turned into barely visible waves in the dark green forest ocean. The final strokes to this picture were the birds, the insects, and the beast, who were giving a concert, each with its own instrument, creating together an amazing yet frightening nocturnal symphony. We walked slowly, Alisa a bit ahead and me in her wake, trying not to fall too far behind. She acted self-assured to a fault. Absolutely not like me. Every rustle of bushes nearby or hoot of an owl overhead made me cringe around and look timidly. Of course, it was obvious that there was not much to fear here. The local woods were likely to be teeming with wild beasts, and it seemed there were no people at all in this world apart from those in the camp. However, the fear was there on the instinctive level, and I tried to walk carefully and to stay as watchful as I could. Discretion is the better part of valor, after all. Alisa stopped suddenly. So suddenly that I nearly bumped into her. Now where? Well, what? Straight ahead, I guess. Are you sure? I tried to figure out the directions. It looks like we were going the right way. Or at least the way suggested by electronic. However, without a map, without a GPS or GLONASS navigation, I wasn't even sure that we were still on the same planet, wherever it was. We haven't taken any turns, we've been walking straight forward all the time, just as electronic said. Then why haven't we made it to the old camp yet? How should I know? Alisa's rude way of talking was already getting on my nerves. We already lost. Why would you say that? You're barely a kilometer away from the camp. So what? She looked visibly sadder. So nothing. If you don't like it, you can go back. Alisa eyed me disappointedly for a while and then her face changed sharply. Well, I will then. She suddenly turned around and started marching briskly back towards the camp. Good luck there, I shouted as she was going. However, Alisa may be right and we are in fact lost. In which case it's not a good idea to stay here alone. The cold night breeze blew stronger and I shivered. But going after her would mean losing face, even worse, admitting she's right. No, I'm not ready to accept that. I could have probably spent until morning arguing with myself about this if it weren't for Alisa's scream. Oh, my legs carried me on their own towards where she went. About 20 meters on, I nearly fell into a hole, just managing to jump over it at the last moment. What? Was that Alisa screaming? Hold up. Not sure. It may have been like I don't know. As for Alisa, it looked like she had not managed to. I was about to point a flashlight into the darkness when I realized that she'd taken it with her. Well, that had to be expected. Are you alive? Yeah? Her muffled voice sounded up from below. Did you break anything? Hell if I know, idiot. A light flickered in the hole. I stepped closer and bent to it to examine how deep it was. The crumbling hole went about 3 meters into the depths, but it was pitch black below. Help me get out, Alisa yelled angrily. And how do you imagine I should do that? I don't know. Think of something. Well, what do you see now? Describe it. Well, sort of a tunnel and... Nah, just a tunnel. Tunnel? That's weird. Come on, get down here. Is that the best idea you have? I'd rather run to the camp for a rope. You're gonna leave me alone here? Alisa's voice lost much of its impudence. But you're alone down there anyway. Hey! She cried out loud and directed the flashlight right into my eyes. Well, don't panic. Trolls aren't gonna eat you there. I'll be back in a flash. Alisa was screaming herself into a fit from down below, but I couldn't make out the words. However, I only managed to take a few steps before the ground yielded under my feet, and before I knew it, I was tumbling down. I grabbed a thin root that somehow slowed my fall. Ow. But it snapped under my weight and went flying down with me. You're alive? Huh. Well, that's interesting. And I'm gonna leave it here, because this is the perfect cliffhanger, even though you guys already know what happens. Yeah. Until next wait a minute. Do I say thanks for watching first or until next time? Thanks for watching. Until next time. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Until next time.